Now, while travelers are stuck in long TSA lines, there's a debate going on in Washington and how to fund the agency. Now, at the same time, a 15-point U.S. ceasefire deal has now been shared with Iran. But the president is also sending members of the elite 82nd Airborne Division to the region. I want to bring in White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi live for us to break this all down. Olivia, let's start with the TSA funding. That's one bucket we now talk about. That's happening in Congress. Are they any closer to an agreement? And you have some news about Elon Musk, I understand?
Yeah, Liz, it's good to be with you. First, on that new bit about Elon Musk, on Saturday, he offered to pay all of the TSA personnel who have not been paid in the last 2 months in an effort to try to help in this partial government shutdown. Well, Jennifer Jacobs and myself can report that the White House has rejected that offer from Elon Musk for a number of reasons. One being because he is a person who has numerous government contracts. Legally, it would be hard for him to pay these individuals. There was an effort and a conversation underway to have him contribute those funds to a general government fund that goes to paying employees. However, ultimately, the White House thought it would be too difficult to figure this out legally and ultimately decided against having him pay. There are some estimates out there that it would be about $250 million that he was willing to pay. TSA today said it would be $1 billion of back pay essentially for those workers. So quite notable there. On the funding fight, though, that is still ongoing in Congress today. We know senators have been meeting with their own groups. We know there was a GOP Senate lunch, and Democratic senators have been huddling throughout the day to try to figure out an end to this shutdown. Still no end in sight. There potentially could be some type of vote tomorrow if some type of deal is struck, but the two sides still seem very far away. We know some of the latest offers included funding all of DHS, including TSA, but not funding some parts of ICE, including their immigration enforcement arm that we've seen in cities around the country. However, neither side is willing to say that they fully accept this deal as it stands right now. Both are waiting for the other side to respond to certain negotiations to see where this is really going to end up. If the Democrats are going to ask for more, if the Senate is going to accept the deal as it is right now. So still a lot of questions there as these lines continue to pile up, especially in Houston, where we just saw our Nicole Skanga.
So frustrating for so many people. And Olivia, okay, I want to pivot now to the war in Iran. What has the White House said about this 15-point plan, and what do we know about the status of any peace talks?
Well, Caroline Leavitt held her briefing today. She is the press secretary. Specifically on that 15-point plan, the White House took issue with it. She said that some elements of the plan that are circulating are not true. She cautioned against reporting directly on it, saying that there are some parts of it that are true, some of them that aren't. When asked to clarify what is not true exactly in this 15-point plan, she said, well, parts of it including no nuclear weapons for Iran, no ballistic missile campaigns, no robust Navy. Things of that sort are true, but would not say further what is not true on that 15-point plan that we have reported has been circulating around. Now, on some of the reporting that's out there that Iran has rejected the U.S. proposal for peace talks and a U.S. plan, Caroline said that those talks actually are still continuing, even though Iran is saying they're not. So it's a little bit of a U.S. said, Iran said at this moment. She said that talks continue to be productive between both sides, and the negotiations are ongoing and very sensitive, and that is why we have not been getting a lot of detail and a lot of ability to report in the press of exactly what is going on, because these talks are so sensitive. That is what the White House is telling us. One last point, if I could, on that present that we talked about yesterday. Remember when President Trump told our Ed O'Keefe that he was given a present by Iran as a result of the ongoing negotiations? Well, someone asked if that present was allowing a tanker to carry about 2 million barrels of oil through the Strait of Hormuz. That is that critical juncture in the Middle East that is currently shut down because of the ongoing war. Caroline only said that she was going to let the president speak to that.
Interesting. All right, Olivia Rinaldi, always great to see you. Thanks so much for that update.